Hi guys, this is Kelly and welcome to the Brown Girls Guide podcast where we discuss everything we wish we knew growing up.
Yes, hi everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't listened to last week's episode yet, where we talk about uncomfortable topics like having kids and respectability politics, then please do visit the link in our bio on our Instagram page to listen wherever you like to. Today is going to be a similar chat where it's just the two of us. But before we jump in, let's talk about what we are drinking today. Kelly, what are you having?
I am drinking good old H2O. I considered pouring a glass of wine, but I just didn't feel like it, to be honest with you. So I'm drinking water. What are you drinking? Anything exciting? Anything a little bit more exciting than my H2O?
Nothing more exciting, Kelly. I'm also having a glass of water. I think it's because it's Sunday evening. We have I love that I can say we now because guys, I have a roommate. We have some gin that we've got in the cupboard, but I'm just not, I feel like gin is such a commitment, it's not like a glass of wine or like a beer. So I'd rather just have some water today.
I'm also really conscious of just drinking for the sake of having a glass. If I'm feeling like I've had a long day at work or just like a long day in general, I'm stressed, I don't want to have a glass of wine to relax me. I want to find other ways to relax and not rely on alcohol to even up my mood.
Exactly. So, speaking of like lifting your mood, something I've been doing so often these days is taking a bath, which may sound funny to people from Cape Town because for the last 2 or 3 years, we've not been taking baths because of the drought. And I forgot how relaxing baths are. And now I take them in the evening and it's such a nice way to end your day and you feel so calm and so relaxed and ready to just rest. So maybe a bath instead of that glass of wine is actually what we need.
I'm going to confess something, and I know it's way off topic of what we actually want to talk about, which no one knows about it because we haven't actually mentioned it. Okay, well, let me actually jump into that and I'll use bath story as something to talk about.
Okay.
Yes. So today we're talking about burnout and how you deal with it, how you know when you're actually on the brink of burnout, how to cope, little things you can do to relax and take you off the edge of burnout, which Amber uses a bath for at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So confession about bathing, I don't find it relaxing.
What?
I don't actually...
Why?
I find it I get bored. I get bored so easily. I'm in the bath and I'm like, okay, so what now? Okay,
is
so
it not stimulating enough? You're just sitting there in warm water.
Exactly. And then also the water gets really cold, really quickly. And then I just want to add more warm water, but then it's too much. And I'm just I'm wasting water now. And I'm just laying in a big puddle of my own dirt.
I feel like you're approaching the bath wrong. The way to take a bath is you run your water, but then you make the water just above lukewarm, just warm, not hot. There should be no steam. That's how you start your bath. And you don't fill it up all the way. You do halfway. So every 10 minutes, you just add a little bit more hot water. And that way you don't end up sitting in a puddle of your own dirt sweating. That's just not fun for you.
No one's told me how to do this. Okay, no one's told me how to take a relaxing bath. So that is very good advice. Thank you so much.
Try that. I promise you. It's going to change.
We actually have 2 really nice baths in our house.
You've got beautiful bathrooms, Kelly. I'm so shocked to hear you don't enjoy baths.
I haven't. We've lived here now since September last year, and I haven't taken a single bath. I do want to get myself a bath caddy though, as it's part of my ritual. Anyway.
So
now that we've
last in the bath, you have to have the lights off and candles on. That's a must.
I do want lots of candles. That is a prerequisite. If I'm going to treat myself or try to treat myself to a bath, I'm going to light lots of candles. So I am happy for you because you, first of all, have never owned a candle in your life up until a couple of months ago.
I've only had those budget candles that you need for load shedding, but I've never bought nice candles and I finally have them and that's great.
Very happy for you on that note. So now that we know how to come back from a burnout or how to sort of just treat yourself if you feel a bit stressed, let's jump into feeling burnt out. Amber, talk to me. Have you been feeling a little bit burnt out? Have you ever felt burnt out? And have you ever even heard of the concept until recently?
I've always known what burnout was because the industry we work in, everyone is fucking burnt out all the time. It's just always go, go, go. I've been burnt out before at my previous agency. Trigger warning for any of my previous colleagues who are listening. I was burnt out quite often at the previous agency I worked at just because there was so much to do all the time. But it doesn't always have to be a negative environment that causes burnout. It could just be you putting a lot of pressure on yourself and trying to perform at 100% all the time. And I have been feeling a little bit burnt out lately because, we've been working really hard, we've been really busy, and I always feel the burnout coming when I get a cold. because it's like your body's way of saying, ma'am, please, like, slow.
Yeah, your body basically shuts down.
Your body shuts down. Like, if you don't take a break, your body will make sure you take a break. So that's how I've been feeling lately.
Someone actually told me that earlier. I heard someone like say the other day that a colleague of theirs hasn't taken a day off since the first lockdown because they work in hospitality, other than a weekend, like maybe like the actual like off days. But they've worked like non-stop, like since the first lockdown in March of 2020. And then they took a week off. When they came back to work, they had the most hectic flu, not COVID, just hectic
because your body's
flu.
crashing probably.
Her body just like crashed because she took 1 week off and her body's like, oh my God, I actually just need to shut down for a while.
But can you imagine though, like just the trauma of going through that first few months of COVID alone, like was bad, but imagine not having any time to just take a beat or just like sleep late.
I know. I had never heard of burnout until a couple of years ago. I'm going to say 7-ish years ago when I worked for a company that we both worked for. I won't mention that. A company that we both worked for at different points in our lives. And then my manager at the time, who is absolutely wonderful woman, she took some time off because she had burnout. And I was like, what is this burnout? What is burnout?
What are you talking about?
And then when she came back, she said how she knew that she was actually burnt out was that she forgot the smallest of things. Like someone had asked her for her ID number and she couldn't for the life of her remember like what her ID number was.
Oh my God.
And she couldn't remember like where she like put certain things, and she was feeling completely burnt out and she needed to take like 2 weeks off just to recuperate from that. And ever since then, she's actually on a regular basis, she has taken time out when she can feel that she's like pushing herself too hard. So I never heard the concept before until then, because honestly, in my mind, to take 2 weeks off to reset your mind and your mental space just feels like such a luxury. Like who can take 2 weeks off?
Exactly.
I've never seen anyone in my life or my circle ever do that.
I've seen it, and I was very jealous because people got such like long periods of time off. But also, even if I got 2 weeks off, I took 2 weeks. Like I'm sure we would get it if we requested it though. Like realistically, I think we would.
Yeah.
But just being at home for those 2 weeks, my brain, I would be like, oh my God, what is happening? Like, what am I missing out on? Is there a crisis? Is the world burning? I don't even know if I would be able to shut my brain down properly, which is actually a concern.
And it's also like for me, if I told someone I took 2 weeks off, like either sick leave or a little bit of your annual leave, whatever, because I was feeling burnt out, it's like people will be like, no, like why can't you just manage your job better or manage your life better? And there's a little bit of like a stigma attached to it, I guess.
There is a stigma. I think there is a stigma, especially with women. Like you're just expected to be switched on all the time.
It is, and mothers are burnt out, to be honest.
Let's not even. I mean, maybe we should go there. We might as well just go there. Mothers are so freaking burnt out. Like I look at like one particular person in my life who's a mother. I'm not going to say her name. I don't want to embarrass her. She's got kids. She works a full-time job and her kids are young. So they've got like sports commitments. They've got like musical commitments. They've got all these extramural activities. Imagine having a 9 to 5 and then managing homework, getting them to school, cooking for them, helping them with like sport, like 4 different sports per child. And then you still have to be like a social being, like talk to your husband, talk to your how the hell does anyone do that?
I look at my sister, who is a mother of 3 children under 10. She is a teacher, so she works with kids during the day, whole day. She's a foundation-based teacher, so it's young kids also, whole day. And then she goes home and she sees to her kids. And then she still has to do, like her job doesn't end when she leaves the school. She has to do marketing, or she has to do worksheets or whatever it may be. And I see how tired she is. And it's just like, I don't know how mothers keep it on all the time. How they just wake up every morning and they do it again.
Every single day. They just keep going. It's too much. But like back to your earlier question to me about burnout, like you said, you heard about it a couple of years ago because of your manager at the time. But have you experienced burnout recently?
I don't even know if I know how to identify try it, to be honest with you. If I am experiencing it, I think I have experienced it. I become really anxious and forgetful when I've got a lot on my plate and I'm feeling stressed.
Yeah.
So I feel like that like takes me to like the edge of it, and then I sort of reel myself in, just thinking, no, I need to just cope with it. I don't do anything in particular. Like I don't take a nice long bath, or I don't like actually treat myself to a walk on the mountain or spa treatment. I just have a conversation with myself and say, self, you got to get your shit together.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then I get my shit together.
like I was reading on this website called the Help Guide, and they have like a nice breakdown of the different kinds of symptoms of burnout. So you get like your physical signs, there are emotional signs and behavioral signs. And I think mine comes through mostly in like the behavioral one and emotional. Like I know when I feel myself withdrawing from responsibilities, like I'm not as motivated, then I know like something's happening. I'm a little burnt out. Or like you procrastinate with work, you take so much longer to do things. Or, like emotionally you feel that imposter syndrome creeping up more than usual, like you feel helpless or like detached from the day. Like I know it sounds like symptoms of depression, but it's obviously different. And also you have this like decreased like satisfaction or like sense of accomplishment when you do things. You're just like, oh, at least it's done, whatever. I don't feel like as excited to get things done. So I think we can share that link with the episode so people can actually just read through and see, if they're sure or not sure if they have burnout. If you tick a couple of these boxes, you probably are burnt out. And then obviously there's like, like headaches, feeling tired, getting sick, like I mentioned earlier. And like if you're struggling to sleep as well because you're stressed, but you don't feel motivated to like work as hard as usual. So that cycle is also tough.
I have to admit, I never feel stressed. No, wait, that's a lie.
I was about to say, don't lie.
I never have difficulty sleeping is what I wanted to say. I don't know why I said I never feel stressed. I never have difficulty falling asleep. But my dreams will be anxious dreams. I'll have like anxiety dreams.
No.
If I'm feeling like super stressed and I'm like burning out, my dreams will be anxiety dreams, and I will dream that I'm dropping the pool on a task at work, or that I'm like letting my family down or something. And I already know, like I will go to bed and I will know that I'm going to have an anxiety dream or like a stressful dream. And I try to sort of catch myself before that. I try to think of something different as I fall asleep, like something more calming, but it doesn't work.
Because your subconscious is still feeling anxious. So it doesn't matter what you are like forcing yourself to think about. Like
exactly.
If you stress, you stress. And I hate those anxiety dreams. Like I don't actually get them that often. I will just have trouble falling asleep. Usually it's fine, but staying asleep, I'll wake up like 4 or 5 times in the evening if I'm like particularly burnt out or like anxious or whatever. But I can fall asleep at the drop of a hat. But the thing that sucks about bad sleep is that your whole next day is compromised because now you wake up, you're exhausted, you're a little irritable, and now you have to like face a whole day of work, and it's a lot of work.
So now that we've identified like how to identify if you are on the verge of burnout or burning out, is there anything in particular that you do when you are in burnout mode to like come out of it a little bit?
I don't know if this is going to be good advice, but what I do when I'm feeling overwhelmed or burnt out is I will actually start waking up a bit earlier in the morning, which is probably like counter to the advice someone would give you, like you need to rest. But I just, to ease my anxiety, to make myself feel better, if I wake up earlier in the day and get a head start with the things that I need to do, I feel so much better. I feel like if I'm going to come to my desk, like we start work at 8:30, if I come to my desk at 8:30 and then start working, I feel a little overwhelmed because then everyone is also online. We're talking to like our colleagues, like our managers, directors.
Yeah.
I feel like if I have just 2 hours before that, that start of the day, I feel way calmer. And I also do the most detailed to-do list. So I will do a work one most days, but if I'm feeling burnt out, I'll do like a master to-do list with even my personal like tasks for the day, from like even like shower, brush teeth, do the dishes. So like as I tick those small things off, like I feel better as I go about my day and I feel more calm. That's what I do.
How do you treat Inside Amber though? Like, how do you score Inside Amber when you're feeling burnt out? Because I feel like that's great that you can get a head start on your day and you can feel calmer about your day.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's making you less burnt out or just more in control of your day, if that makes any sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
So, like,
I think, I don't know what, I'll take a bath, like I said earlier. I will try to, like, besides a bath, I don't really have time for anything else. I really like going to the gym, but I've been so busy that I haven't been in like 3 weeks. which is really bad. But I feel like working out and taking a bath, and also this may sound a bit weird, but also eating healthily makes me feel better. Like it makes me feel calmer. And if you do stuff to make yourself feel good, it helps.
Yeah, no, I can definitely understand like how that helps. I find that eating better and exercising as a combination helps me mentally, and it just makes me feel better about my day and how things are going. And it's just endorphins, and it helps you deal with stress better if you exercise and you have an outlet for your anxiety, I guess it is. And then
Exactly.
I try to get to bed like a bit earlier. Even my dreams are going to be anxious dreams. And I think I've said this before, but like for me, like sleep really resets my brain.
Yeah.
Unless I have an anxiety full dream, but like sleep really resets my brain. If I go to bed and I'm feeling really tense and really burnt out and really stressed, and I have like a decent night's rest, I'll wake up feeling so much better the next day. And if I can squeeze in like a power nap in the middle of the day, which I haven't done in ages. If I can
Neither
squeeze
have
in like
I.
a 10-minute or 15-minute like power nap, first of all, it says a lot that I can fall asleep really quickly. Like when I'm just so tired all the time, I can fall asleep really quickly. And then if I can have like a 10 to 15-minute power nap, it actually just resets my mind for the rest of the day. It helps me so much. And I know a lot of people also say like you should meditate, and I find it difficult to meditate because I can't focus
I
because
am
my
the
mind will be
worst.
on
Yeah.
everything else.
I'm the worst at meditating. And like my brain will be everywhere except like thinking about just having a blank space in you. I can't do it. I can't shut down. I was not thinking about makeup. I was not thinking about like what am I going to wear this weekend? So it's not for me, but exercise really, really. And also when you're so busy and you're burnt out, you always think, oh, I've been thinking I have no time to go, I have no time to go. But even just like taking 15 minutes for yourself at home and doing some exercise, just anything, listen to me saying this like I've been doing it, but just having that little outlet during the day just works wonders for
Learn
your
from
brain.
our mistakes is what we're trying to
Yeah.
say. Learn from our mistakes.
Learn from
Just
our mistakes.
a little walk around the block, especially on a nice sunny day. And these winter sunny days are really great because, like, you're feeling cold inside the house and you're tense and you're anxious, and like suddenly you get outside and there's this warm winter sun, and it just vitamin D actually does wonders for you. It's really good for your health, first of all, and it's really good for your brain. But then
Yeah.
also just reach out to your people, whoever your people may be. Reach out to your colleagues, maybe, or your friends or your family, anyone you feel comfortable reaching out to, and just speak through it and talk to them about it. You never know who else has actually gone through it and how they've coped with it.
Exactly.
So they might have ideas on actually dealing with it that you never even thought of. And so if you need like professional help, then go get professional help. There is no shame in that.
None at all. And also I find an easy way to like find time for yourself is to actually, sorry that I keep bringing up this to-do list, but like put relaxation time down as something that you have to do for yourself. You don't always have to be productive. I keep seeing these memes on social media like rest is productive. No, it's not. Not every part of your day has to be a productive thing, something to be proud of. Like if you just sit and do nothing, if you're just taking a quick nap, if you're just sitting in the sun, like you say, taking a walk around the block, if it's safe enough or whatever, even if it's just 15 or 20 minutes in each day to just do nothing.
You know, your grandparents would like sit on the stoop in the sun.
Yes.
And they just sit there and have a cup of tea. Now do that. Just go sit on the stoop in the sun, have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and just enjoy the sunshine or just your tea break. It doesn't even have to be for a long time. Just your tea break. Just enjoy that and try to identify when you are burning out ahead of a complete collapse. Because once you reach the point of a complete collapse, it's going to actually take longer for you to recover.
Exactly.
But if you can identify that you are getting to that point, then put these steps in place to pull yourself off the edge and take more like mental health breaks, even if it's just 15 minutes a day or a little bit of exercise in your garage or whatever actually brings you joy, and do things that bring you joy. If reading like brings you joy, then read a book, read a paragraph of your book.
Exactly.
If that brings you joy. If, I don't know, like meditating, you can pray to whoever it is you pray to, or phone your friend for a debrief or event session. Amber and I have a vent session every now and then. We'll call each other and we vent for a couple of minutes and then we get back to work. And
it's so
it
helpful.
can do wonders.
And the point of the vent isn't to like tell the other person like, oh, but you can do this. Like sometimes you just need to just say what's bothering you and have the other person just listen. So
Exactly.
that is, even if it's like a 10-minute catch up, that just works wonders for like my day when I can't like wrap my head around like my to-do list and all the things I have to do. I think I said to do like 100 times on this.
It's fine because that is a good thing to have in place to avoid burnout. And you know what we should do is we should write a blog about this and we'll put it on our website. Because guys, did you know that we have a website?
Did we know that we have a website?
We know that we've been neglecting it a bit, but we're going to write a blog about burnout, how to identify it and how to deal with it. And we'll put it up and we'll link it and we'll share it with you guys on our social channels. Amber, is there anything else you want to share before we actually share our social channels and how people can reach us and get in touch with us?
2 more things I find that help with burnout for me is, number one, avoiding alcohol really helps, because as much as like I enjoy a glass of wine and I relax, like alcohol does make you more anxious after the fact. So maybe avoid it a little bit. And also, I also find that being alone really helps with burnout. Like, yes, I do vent to my friends, but sometimes if I just cut back on like my social activity a little bit just to properly like relax and recoup in my space, I feel so much better. So those are the 2 other things that I like to do when I'm feeling burnt out.
I like the being alone part because I also find that helps a lot. So Calvin, my husband, he has been working on a massive job recently. And whenever he gets a big job like this, he works nonstop. And mentally, it actually takes its toll. But he does this thing where he makes sure that he makes time for a bike ride. He loves riding his bike. Just some time to step away from the job and from everything and to just be in a space that is his. And yes, there are other people on the ride with him, but it's just you on the bike. It's just you on the bike. And so it's just you and your thoughts and you are alone. So he makes sure that he has time for a bike ride. He's regularly scheduled one, which is on a Sunday morning, and then like 1 or 2 during the week, just to reset his mind and to help him not burn out. I think alone time is actually a great thing, and Definitely. It is really good for you. It is very, very good.
I love my alone times. That is a good point that we need to remember. Anything else from you though, Kelly?
Nothing else from our side other than we promise we'll put this in a blog, which you can find at www.brown-girls-guide.co.za. You can find us on social media on Instagram and Facebook at Brown Girls Guide and on Twitter at BGGPod.
Yes.
And you can email us at info@browngirlsguide.co.za with any feedback. If you have any ideas or anything that you'd like us to talk about in the future, please reach us there.
That's it from me. That's it from me too. And thank you again so much for listening. And we'll be back next week with another episode.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.